over how I trade CPI data. This is specifically for people who trade futures. I won't really go into the options aspect. I'll probably make another video on that. But essentially, when it comes to CPI data, one of the first things that I do is size down dramatically, mainly because going full size into these moves can blow up accounts, be a lot more detrimental to accounts, give you more risk than you're willing to take or that you may be used to. And since the move is so instant or quick, you probably won't be able to get out on time if you don't know what you're doing. So the first thing that I always do is reference the last CPI data. Today's CPI data was, let me go back real quick. Today's CPI data was essentially this spike down here. So right before 8:30, it's triggered down and then it killed it and they brought it back up. So this range was roughly about 200 points. So what I like to do is go back to the last CPI data and reference the move from before, which was on December 13th, if I recall. Let's see, yep, December 13th. So let me just highlight this because TradingView likes to reset the charts and make it annoying. All right, let's go on the 5 minute. Yeah, now I gotta go all the way back. Bear with me. Cool. So I like to see how much it moved in the prior data releases. So last time it moved at least 400. So in the clip that I'm about to show you, this is how I had my buy and sell stops. Let me just bring this over to show you guys. So something that people tend to do is get into the moves prematurely. For example, they'll get in on a long or a short, anticipating the direction that they got in on. Personally, that's too risky for me. So what I like to do is just set a buy or sell stop in relation to how much it moved prior. So for example, we moved roughly 400 points from when it first triggered. So I had my sell stop here about 70 points away from the current price. And because I have the anticipation of it moving 400 points, I would gladly take 70 points, or missing 70 points on the sell side, just to make sure I get in on the ride down or the ride up if for the buy stop. Now, something to quickly note. When you're anticipating these moves, it's not necessarily, I usually give myself room. So for example, here I have the sell stop all the way down here, and then I have my stop loss here, and then I have my buy stop up here, and then the sell stop, or the opposite order to get me out, the stop loss somewhere around this area. Because what happened to me last time is that they triggered me in, and I'm not sure if this was a glitch or something, but it said that I got stopped out. So in this case, I made it a little wider and I sized down considerably. As you can see here, I only have one contract of MNQ. So I'm anticipating that in 16 seconds, the price is gonna spike 400 points, or at least 200 to 300 points in one direction at the initial move. So I'll gladly take my 70 point away on both sides, just to make sure when I get in the move, I'm not anticipating it, or I'm not like front running it, And hopefully that makes sense. And if it doesn't, essentially I'm taking this amount of slippage just to make sure that as soon as it triggers, it goes straight to the target. Now, in this case, what actually ended up happening compared to the last CPI, we only moved about 220 points, which is why I market sold early, which I'll show you now. So in about 5-7 seconds, we're gonna spike. So we get the spike, triggers me in. I have this ready just in case. And then they spike it down. And then once I see this area here, I get out. So, and that trade returned about 345, I think it was, with commissions. So compared to last time, we had a similar 200-point move, but from today, we had something similar, 100-point move, and then they killed it some more, but they immediately bought it up. So I just got out immediately. I believe I have my fibs from the day prior, bounced off the golden zone in the 0.50 fib, which was interesting to me. But yeah, hopefully all of this made sense. Any questions you guys may have, comment in the comment down below. If anything needs to be cleared up, let me know, and I will do so. But again, CPI or trading news is risky for the most part. So for those who are not familiar with trading news, I always recommend paper trading just to get a feel for it and understanding how it works before you actually use live money. For example, out of the 4 CPIs, I've used my real money twice. This trade here and the last time, but before that I paper traded it since I never traded it with futures. And as a general rule of thumb, anything new that you do want to try out, always paper trade. You know, you don't want to pay the market any tuition as you're learning, as I always say. And like I mentioned in the beginning as well, you never want to get in first before the data is released. Like if I were to get in long or go short, anticipating or thinking that it's going to go one direction, because let's assume I went long. As we can see here, you were up 30 points, more like 30 points for like a split second, and then they immediately killed it down. Now, if you weren't quick enough or you didn't have a stop loss, 125 points would be a pretty big loss, especially if you may be full size on the position. So just to quickly recap, I wouldn't recommend, or rather the way I would do it is just buy or sell stops. You don't want to front run the move thinking it's going to go in the direction that you chose, because at the end of the day, you don't know. It's 50-50. The data can come out good. The market can basically do whatever it wants, as I'm sure many people have seen. And really quickly, for those who use TradingView, the way you do it, pretty straightforward. You can, well, let's log into the paper account real quick. For those who want to paper trade something like this, so you can just set up a stop here, and you can adjust this to your liking, and then you can sell, or you can put a buy stop, and then just adjust the take profit, etc., however you want it. So pretty straightforward. Once it triggers one direction, it's going to get you in, and then if it triggers you in here and you had your take profit there, it would have triggered you in and immediately sold. So always good to have bracket orders, because trying to manually get in and out of trades is going to be a little challenging, especially when it's like with violent moves such as this. So hope that helped everyone. So like I mentioned earlier, this is what the trade returned. Hope all this was helpful for everyone. If you found this helpful in any way, like, subscribe, share with others so the channel can grow and receive more support and get the message out to people that may benefit from this. I appreciate every single comment, every single like, every single subscription. Thank you all, and I will see you in the next video. Later.